Grandma, I don't have time to bring you your healing herbs. I told you I got lost because my GPS wasn't working. And after that, I have to get my nails done because they don't match my phone or my cape. After that, I'm hanging out with the big bad wolf.
Do you feel like something is missing in modern fairy tales?
I don't think so.
When you open a book to read one, does everything seem okay at first until you sense that splinter in your mind driving you mad?
Way to rip off the Matrix.
It looks like a fairy tale. It's written like a fairy tale, but it doesn't feel like a fairy tale.
You look like an expert, you sound like one, but what makes you so smart?
What if I could promise you something you've never seen before? Something pleasantly familiar, yet astonishingly different. A brand new mythic tale about elves and fairies that takes place in their world, not ours. And without all those modernized tropes that have been dominating the genre.
I like modernized tropes, like my new reality show, Glamping with Little Red.
What if I also told you that the elves and fairies say they've had enough of vampires stalking each other at the mall, werewolves getting into gunfights, and wizards casting spells to solve all their problems? They want their story to be told.
Of course wizards cast spells to solve their problems. What's wrong with magic?
Nothing. All myths have magic, but not all magic is mythic. Too many spells spoils the soup.
Not if you're making stone soup. Do you even know that story?
Of course I do. I think Little Red needs to stop texting her friends and go back to her storybook.
I'm gonna go see my grandma now.
All is not right in the other world of elves and fairies. Our story begins with a dire warning from Oraline, a broken-hearted fairy, wise and experienced and devoted to her kind. The light of the other world is quickly fading, for reasons that remain shrouded in mystery. A great befalling has scarred the hearts of elves and fairies and afflicted their minds. They have lost their connection to each other and the deeper mysteries of their existence. As a result, their lives seem devoid of meaning. The villains of this tragedy have hidden their agenda well. Great lies must be exposed before the other world can be saved. Time is running out to discover the truth. In fact, only 1 year remains. If both sides do not reconcile their differences, the light will die and all will be lost. Is there anyone who can prevent this from happening? Enter Bodwin, our hero, a water fairy from the hamlet of Duana. Bodwin is a spirited, adventurous soul with a brave heart and an important destiny he must grow into. He lives with his father and grandfather, helping to operate a dam that provides water to neighboring farms. In his spare time, he enjoys collecting elven steamway inventions and performing with his acrobatic troupe. Although he is content with his life on the river, a great mystery pains his heart. His mother has been missing ever since he was born. All he knows is that her disappearance is somehow linked to the great befalling. To find her, he must uncover clues left by the woeful calamity that has struck down the elves and fairies. This search will sorely test his resolve and lead him down an ever more difficult path to reawaken the realm. In Secrets of the Rainbow Bridge, Bodwin will join up with loyal friends from every fairy element and face multiple enemies with hidden agendas. He will also be forced to choose between the old ways of the fairies and the new ways of the elves. This will not come easily for him. To make the right choice, he will have to contemplate many challenging situations. His quest will force him to change the way he perceives the world around him. Allies will seem like enemies and enemies like allies. He will receive help from unexpected sources, but for the most part, he will have to meet the challenge alone. Time is short, and there is much ground to cover. Baudouin has but 1 year to accomplish his goal, for his journey begins at the start of the liminal year, a special time between the ages when unusual occurrences are common and everything becomes possible. Extraordinary events will open opportunities for great change, but they will also come with even greater dangers. Are the events around him part of a greater tapestry that he cannot yet comprehend? Will he succeed in his quest? And are you ready to go with him on his amazing journey? Hello, we write fantasy for families, and we're a family.
I'm Jonah Rosestone, the Chief Story Designer. I conceive and weave elements of story, plot, and character so that they fit together in fun, interesting, and exciting ways.
I'm Olivia, the Chief Writer. I listen carefully to what the Elves and Fairies tell me so I can use my imagination to bring their story alive with heart and soul.
I'm Douglas Rosestone, the Chief Mythologist. I make sure that what Jonah and Olivia create resonates mythically. I get to keep my eye on them, and they get to steal my best ideas.
My name is Arthur Bozone. I've been working with Jonah, Olivia, and Douglas for more than a year now, illustrating the world of Secrets of the Rainbow Bridge. Enjoy your reading.
Hello, my name is David Solomon, and I'm an editor with Secrets of the Rainbow Bridge. It's been my pleasure to work on a project where I get to inhabit a world that is deeply imagined, richly colorful, playful, stretches my imagination and my thoughts, all without being preachy. I stand with Mr. Kite, who famously said, "A splendid time is guaranteed for all."
Hi, I'm Kate Chadbourne. I earned a PhD in Celtic Languages and Literatures at Harvard University, and I help the Rosestones with their use of Celtic words.
The idea for our story came to us during one of the most difficult and challenging times in our life as a family. We were caught in the Great Recession, and I was out of work, and my parents were struggling financially. So, to get a break from our problems, we went camping near Mount Lassen in Northern California. Lucky for us, near a small stream on a grassy meadow, the Elves and Fairies told us that they would be our muses. They wanted their story to be told. So at the end of our trip, we went home and got right to work. Eventually, I got another day job, but all of us could only work in our spare time. For the first year, all we did was design our world. For the next year, we created the story and characters, and we decided to write 6 books. After that, we spent 6 months staging the story chapter by chapter, and then we began writing our first book.
We hope you enjoyed the preview of our book. Currently, we see that fantasy publishers tend to focus on stories that are excessively dark, violent, and depressing. Don't you agree? Now, don't get me wrong. There's a place for dark, dreadful, ugly things in fantasy literature. The question is, how big a place? We believe there's a line between realistically portraying the darker side of human nature and wallowing in the shadow. We designed Secrets of the Rainbow Bridge to bring more wonder and virtue to the genre. Great stories feed our souls and lift our spirits. They also teach us how to face into and rise above the dark, dreadful parts of ourselves and the world we live in. With your support, we hope to serve a generous portion of fantasy soul food to the world, something families can read, enjoy, and reflect upon together. We really need your help so we can provide a deep and uplifting message for our readers, free from the pressures that compromise new authors. We don't want to be trapped by third parties who may stifle our creative freedom by imposing arbitrary deadlines or adversely telling us how we should write our series. You have 6 months to finish the book, and we have a better ending. No! We want our books to remain a homegrown product. We are, after all, a family, and we want to maintain the spirit that created all of this, the magic of the other world of elves and fairies. Your pledge will allow us to protect our creative freedom and recoup the costs of illustrating, formatting, printing, and marketing the first book in the series, as well as other publishing expenses. Please check out the link below and download the 10 sample chapters. There are 90,000 words for you to read, all free. If you like what we've created, you may choose a pledge option below, and you will receive the full book once it's completed in the fall of 2015. Thank you so much for your support.
Thanks for watching.